non-contradiction. Can a door be opened and closed at the same time? I mean, if we're talking about a full position, it's either fully closed or it's either fully open. Does everybody agree? And it can't be both ways at the same time. It just can't. And if you want to sit there and say to me, but this is, I'm giving you an example in the natural realm because we're going to apply it to the spiritual realm, okay? So if you want to say to me, Shelley, come on, if I say to you, that door over there is closed, and you say, well, that's your truth. Okay? What's your truth? Well, my truth is that the door's open. I want it to be open. I believe it in my heart that it's open. Now, you've heard people talk about stuff like this, right? I can manifest it. If I believe it, I can manifest it. That's what you believe, but that's your truth. This is my truth. Okay. All right. Let's take this to a very simple, natural realm. I say the door's closed. You say your truth is the door's open. You say, in fact, you don't just say that it's open. You're telling me that it can be open for you and closed for me at the same time. Right? Yeah. Okay. I used to tell my students, and I got an experiment for you. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to have Dave. Dave is going to go to the back door over there. And we're going to have him, now I've seen him come up the steps after morning prayer. I don't know how fast he can run, but we're going to have him run as fast as he can through the open, closed door. Okay? What's going to happen? If that door's locked and closed, and you run headlong into that door, you're going to end up with an injury. You might bust your head open. You're going to break bones. You may pass out. That door cannot be open and closed at the same time, and that is so simple to understand, and that is the easiest way that I can explain the law of non-contradiction. But I'm here to tell you something. I want you to hone in with me for a minute now. I want you to understand something. When you're witnessing to people, or if you're listening to this and you've been confused about truth, I want you to understand something. It's simple to get when we're talking about a door. Jesus either is the only way to God or he is not the only way to God, but both statements are not both true. So if you're resting on, well, Christians say Jesus is their only way to God, so they believe in him, and that's their truth. But my truth is that I can follow the way of Buddhism. I respect your Jesus. That's fine. Jesus is the way to God for you, but he's not the way to God for me. That's my truth. Don't they always act like they're being so respectful when they say that? No. He either is or he isn't. And if you think it can both be true at the same time, if that closed door is me saying Jesus is the only way to God, and I'm right, then you're not going to just run into a door at the end of your time here on earth. You're going to run up against the judge of the universe. You're going to end up with a lot more than a split skull. You're going to be damned forever because you believe that there can be two opposing truths at the same time. There cannot. Can Jesus be the only way to God and not the only way to God at the same time? And the answer is no. So you better if nothing else, you better take seriously the fact that you need to decide if this book, which has survived all of history, despite people being burned at the stake, people burning this book, all hell coming loose against this book, if this book, if the Bible, if the living Word of God has survived, and if it, and it does, tell me that Jesus is the only way to God, and that without Jesus you have no relationship with God, no matter how much you've fooled yourself, and you're bound for eternal hell. If that's what this book says, then at the very least, you better think about the law of non-contradiction and ask yourself, is that true? Or is it not?